Good morning. Great to get at you guys early this morning and bring you the Thursday night matchup and give you that breakdown of the San Diego Chargers and the Denver Broncos. Should be a good matchup and looks good on paper, but we all know how these Thursday night matchups turn out. But we're going to talk about it. And we're also going to pick 6 games for this Sunday. Just letting you know, I only missed 3 games last week. 3 games. Just saying. 11-3. So, if you're in a pick'em league, I haven't been so bad this year. I'm actually leading my pick'em league. Okay? Just remember that. But we're going to take a look at this Thursday night matchup, and you guys know how I feel about Thursday night matchups. I really think it's nice. It's nice to have a little extra week of football, although I don't get to watch very much of it. But we got it, and it isn't always a good product. It's not always a good product that they put out on the field, but hey, it is what it is. And this Thursday, tonight, we are going to have Broncos and Chargers. Broncos 4-1. Didn't look so good last week. They had Paxton Lynch back there, and he looked good at times. And I think you see what the Broncos saw in this fellow and what he brings to the table. He had some good moments, and then he had some rookie moments where he had had some fumbles in the pocket. Looked very rookie-like at times. But overall, when you look at this team, they fought as best as they could, even though the rookie put them in some bad situations. And the San Diego Chargers just look like a team. I mean, it's looked like the Raiders and the Chargers traded spots, right? The Raiders used to be the team that seemed to find a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. And it seems like this year it's the San Diego Chargers who have found a way time and time again this season to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Last week, a muffed snap. It was awful. Game-winning field goal, and he muffed the snap, and the game is over. And they lose another close one. Now, you can best believe that being that this is a home game for them, they're going to come ready and prepared to win this game. And to be quite honest with you, this is a game that Coach Mike McCoy, his seat is awful hot. That thing is smoking. I mean, it's an inferno. I mean, his butt's on fire. And they need to get a win. They need to get a win to build the morale. And don't get me wrong, this team's been through a lot. You're losing Matt Tateo, Achilles, Woodhead, knee, Keenan Allen, knee. These guys are on. I mean, they have a laundry list, ladies and gentlemen, of just IRs and concussions and questionable people and people who are IR. I mean, it's unreal how many guys are on this IR list. But they've got to get a win. They're going to be facing the Broncos Thursday, and then they're going to face an Atlanta team that's hot. Then the Broncos again in Denver before they really get a chance to get a winnable game in the Tennessee Titans and a even easier game in the Miami Dolphins. But we're talking in week 10, so maybe Miami improves, right? Likely not. So what I like about this game, first off, is when you look at the Denver Broncos, they will be getting Trevor Siemian back from that shoulder. He's going to be getting his tackle back. And that was an issue in the last game. It showed up big time. Paxton Lynch faced a lot of pressure. And that's something that it can be very disruptive and throw a young quarterback off. He's getting Virgil Green back. That's going to be something that's going to be helpful for him. As we all know, Kubiak will not be on the sideline due to health reasons. And Joe will be on the sideline, the special teams coach, as the head coach, but everything else will be the same. As far as who's talking into Trevor Simeon's headset, all the offensive coordinator, defense coordinator, all that stuff's going to be exactly the same, just a different representative on the sideline. Now, I really like what Trevor Simeon has done. He manages the football game very well. He makes smart decisions with the football. Um, and with C.J. Anderson running the ball very well, this is going to be something that they're going to lean on heavily and gives them a big advantage. When you look at the San Diego Chargers, I'm not really a huge fan of Melvin Gordon. He's a different type of back, but he's definitely not a guy that's a pounded between the tackles kind of guy. They can use him in screens and different types of plays to get him the ball out in space. But other than that, he's not really that guy that you're going to turn around and hand it off to, 20 or 30 times a game. And Phillip Rivers is, when you look at the weapons that they have, there are guys that are stepping up. But he's really depleted, and it's really something with Antonio Gates really needing to step up his game level. And they have to sustain drives if they want to even have a chance to win this game. It's one thing that's been tough for them, and that's their ability to really, when they're hot, but when they're not, they're not. And they're usually not hot at the wrong time. And it's late in games when you really need to sustain the drives, keep the ball out of the opposing offense's hands, especially those offenses that they have faced, especially with the Oakland Raiders, having that ability to be able to score in a quick pace. He's only thrown 3 interceptions this year, and considering all the changes that they've had at wide receiver, losing some of these guys at wide receiver, says a lot. Says a lot about what and how good Phillip Rivers really is. But at the end of the day, I think defensively, Broncos obviously win if you're looking at both of their defenses. And offensively, with the weapons that they have, getting Virgil Green back, they're gonna have Demaryius Thomas to worry about. They're gonna have Emmanuel Sanders to worry about, and this is a team that's reeling. And it seems like when you get this "here we go again" type of thing, you get that "here we go again" type of feeling. It weighs on them. And I just think that mentally, it's just too much going on. And Broncos are just a better team. So I'm going to take the Denver Broncos over the San Diego Chargers on Thursday night. Probably going to be a lopsided game in the second half. It usually is in these types of Thursday night matchups. Week 1 was the best. Now let's get into these 6 games really quickly. We have the Carolina Panthers and the New Orleans Saints. They will be in the Dome in Louisiana. Carolina, not sure if Cam is going to be able to play. Problem with Derek Anderson was throwing ill-advised picks at the wrong time. Otherwise, they probably win that game. If Cam plays, I'm taking the Panthers, but I like what the Saints are doing. I like what they have offensively, and they're at home. It's tough to win in the Dome, and I'm going to take the Saints over the Panthers in this tough NFC South matchup. We have the Browns 0-5, Tennessee Titans 2-3, and I'm going to tell you right now, if the Tennessee Titans take the Browns lightly, they will get beat. I don't see that happening, though. Let's face it. The Browns are one more injury away from calling 1-800-RENT-A-QUARTERBACK. I believe they're all back to Charlie Whitehurst now. That's going to start. And if he gets hurt, they are one injury away from going to 1-800 quarterback. I think if they had more consistency at the quarterback position, they would be a better team. I just don't see that working in their favor against a team that's hungry and that has a solid running game over there. Love what DeMarco Murray is doing over there in the Tennessee Titans. Definitely taking the Titans. Next game goes to FedEx Field, where the now hot Washington Redskins, who are 3-2, who look to be dead in the water early in the season, take on the hot and high flying 3-1 Philadelphia Eagles, an NFC East battle. And I'm going to tell you, Philadelphia offensively and defensively has pretty much impressed. And I wasn't really high on Philly on either side of the ball, especially after they let go of Sam Bradford and thrusted in Carson Wentz. You have to love what he's doing as a player. He makes smart decisions with the football. And with very little, I say, on the outside. Although, if you talk to my guy, Teron Davenport, which you should tune into his show, Locked On Eagles, if you are an Eagles fan, to get more in depth on your team. But this team has played exceptionally well. Defensively, they're getting after quarterbacks. They're getting after teams, and offensively, they are attacking. And Carson Wentz's ability to escape the pocket and be able to make plays is something huge. We know that the Washington Redskins have typically struggled and have struggled as of late in making tackles in the running game. That's going to be the difference maker, but that's going to be the difference maker for me, and that's why I'm going to take the Philadelphia Eagles in this one. If you have Ryan Matthews on your fantasy team, start him. Start him. I really did not see anything last week that indicates to me that the Redskins can stop the run, and they've gotten fortunate in some instances in last week's game and in the week before. But I'm going to have to take the Eagles. They're just playing a little bit more solid football. We're not really sure what we're getting from Kirk Cousins from week to week. And the mistakes are an issue, and the missed tackles are an issue. And with that secondary being shaken up as it is, they're getting it done by any means, but I just think the Philadelphia Eagles are a better team right now. We're going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. 2-3, going to Foxborough 4-1, and we talked about this in our show yesterday. Patriots all day. Did you see that game? 2 rookies. I mean, they got Zorro'd last week, and Brady's gonna come in and finish the job. If I'm Marvin Lewis, like I said in yesterday's show, call him and ask him and tell him that you guys got a bad case of stomach infection and you guys got explosive diarrhea and can't play this weekend because it's going to be ugly. Taking the Patriots, that's an easy pick. Going with the Ravens and Giants. Both 1-3-2, the other 2-3. And when you look at this team, the Giants, they haven't looked so solid on the offensive line. Eli Manning making mistakes. Flacco's not pushing the ball down the field, but now with Morningwig up, that should change a little bit. Looked for them to stretch the field a little bit to open up the middle of the field, open up that running game. I like Baltimore in this game. A little bit more physical team. They played Washington quite tough. It was unfortunate that somebody had to lose in that battle of the Beltway. It just so happened to be them. But this week, they will rebound and beat the Giants. Next, in our last game for tonight that we pick, Buffalo Bills and the San Francisco 49ers, a return to Colin Kaepernick. Buffalo Bills are hot, and I'm going to take Buffalo. I think Colin's going to have a good night, but going to take Buffalo in that one. And that's it for the 6 games, and we'll pick our other games on Friday. We thank you for tuning into this show. You know how to get at us. StraightShootingST@gmail.com. You can get at me on Twitter at NotBland21. You guys have a great day and enjoy Thursday Night Football.
Yeah! Crab cake and football! Nice.